headlines.
Hello and welcome to What Are We Spooping?
Thank you, Zane.
You're welcome. Not Zane.
Oh, so Llytic, who are we pissing off today?
I mean, usually everyone, but...
Well, yes, but today specifically.
Yeah, everyone.
I mean, I don't think we really need to go into detail over this as soon as we say what we're doing, Tom.
Yeah, it's spoopy
true.
stuff.
Yes. Internet spoop stories that you read around your metaphysical campfire.
Spoopy pastas.
Sometimes you have other people online with YouTube channels devoted entirely to reading these to you.
Yeah, these are the...
Yeah, almost like people who only read SCP things on their channel.
It's a good thing I don't do that.
Yeah.
So these are those creepy posters I've been hearing so much about.
Creepy.
Yes, you 60-year-old fuck!
I've got
I
an
would
old
also
soul.
like to
What
meet
can I
this
say?
creepy poster.
Well, you see, a creepy poster is someone who strips naked and takes a photo of themselves and then sends it to someone without them ever asking to do so, usually in some sort of form of public chat.
Oh my.
Oh, so that one r/nice guys thing you showed me. Or many of them.
All of them.
Yes.
Why won't you look at my dick? I'm a nice guy.
Right.
Sure, I didn't ask, but ask if you wanted to look at it. And even if I had, I wouldn't have cared about what your answer was and would have sent it anyway.
Ooh.
But I'm a nice guy.
So,
Oh,
should
God.
we get back on track?
This is What Are We Reading? Today we're reading Jeff the Killer. Fuck you.
Oh my.
Oh, yay. That thing with the really stupid looking picture.
Yeah, we were going to get to the picture, Tom.
Oh, okay.
Really, the picture's at the top, so it's kind of the first. No.
You
Hold
fucking
on.
sycophant.
This is the original Jeff the Killer. For the update reboot, click here.
You don't need to read that. Also,
now
why
I
are
can
there
talk about
pop-up
the
ads on
picture.
this site? Why can't I close this ad?
Maybe you don't have good enough ad blocking technology. That's part of why I use Firefox.
Tom, no one is asking you to chill for Firefox. Anyway,
Does Firefox just have basic ad block in it or something? Or does nobody
Pretty
make
much.
ads on Firefox?
Pretty
which
much
is
every...
weird because for some reason Firefox is the one that I end up having the worst pop-up ads with.
Well, it's probably the sites you go to and not Firefox.
Maybe you should
itself.
stop downloading porn.
Pot, meat, kettle. You're both black.
Hey,
Well,
here's the thing
that
though.
is
I'm
porn.
smart with my porn, sir. I get it from legitimate sources, safe sources. I don't get pop-ups on my porn website.
Yes, when you're watching Backdoor Sluts 9 and Who
Exactly.
Reamed Rosie Rabbit 2 or Anal Academy 3, the more than equal sequel.
I thought we both made the joke that I like 2D girls. Why are you throwing these 3D porn people at me?
Good
I like
point.
Anime
When
porn.
you're reading my stepmom's too fucking alt, mate. There's one of them out there that's like a heavily North England accent.
Oh boy.
So alright, how about Nosh? Oh god.
Don't
Anyway,
know what y'all are
After me mom carpooled a couple back of years back, me old man got together with this Kazumi bitch. So now she's my stepmom.
Why are you reading it?
Only problem is, me old man's up and died less than a year later too.
Also, why are you voicing someone with an Aussie accent as like some down-home fucking southern hick?
Because, shut up.
Too
Hold on, I
far.
gotta favorite
It's not
this real
that
quick.
far. It's much farther south than that.
Nice. Alright, time to read that later.
Oh, God damn it.
Anyways, this
God
isn't
damn
about
it.
porn, it's about Jeff the Killer.
You made it about porn.
Unless y'all want to talk about Jeff the Killer, like Rule 34 kind of stuff, I could look some up if you want.
God.
That's on you, man. Like seriously.
Anyway,
Killer. Rule 34. Woo!
okay. So note to self: we need to make sure to do this after Zane has rubbed one out for the day.
Oh my. I found the worst picture ever. You guys have to see
Don't
it.
you dare!
Yes, I dared. I'm doing it. I'm doing it in the
God
random
damn it.
chat, so Tom doesn't have to look.
Oh god, if I see Jeff.
I know.
Well, now I'm
I
curious.
know.
Not enough to
Woo! Woo!
Where is your god now? Not here. Oh boy.
Probably non-existent. Anyway.
Oof.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Jeff the Killer is a creepypasta character that was based off of an old Photoshop someone did in which they just made a smile really big, erased the nose, and then made the eyes circles with darker circles around them.
It looks stupid, is what he's saying.
I was just describing the picture. I mean, you don't need to be mean. I mean, he might have image issues, Tom. You insensitive dick.
Well,
Yeah, don't
he
say
should
mean
have
things
image
about
issues.
a fake
Looks
person
freaking
who's
terrible.
not real.
Yeah, Tom. You fucking asshole.
Okay. First of all,
Fuck you.
I'm a jackass, not an asshole. So
Oh my. Does that
You're
mean
a
I get to ride you?
You're a heavily lubricated dick muppet.
You're Tom.
Yes, that's what I just said.
Anyways, Jeff the Killer.
and so
Title.
it begins.
I'm going to start us off before Tom interrupts me again. Excerpt from a local newspaper. Anonymous unknown killer is still at large.
Ominous.
Ominous.
After weeks of unexplained murders, the ominous unknown killer is still on the rise.
A fucking echo.
After little evidence has been found, a young boy states that he survived one of the killer's attacks and bravely tells his story. Oh, it's a found newspaper excerpt thing. Yay.
Those are always a sign of good storytelling.
Yay.
Zane,
What?
read!
Your line.
I had a bad dream. I woke up in the middle of the night, says the boy. I thought this was the newspaper. I don't think newspaper.
No, it's
like
an
that.
interview with the boy who sounds nothing like a child.
Oof. I saw that for some reason the window was open, even though I remember it being closed before I went to bed. I got up and shut it once more. Afterwards, I
A
simply
word
crawled
typically
on-
used by children.
Afterwards, I simply crawled under my covers and tried to get back to sleep. That's when I had a strange feeling, like someone was watching me, kind of like when my uncle comes over. I looked up and nearly jumped out of my bed. There was a little ray of light illuminating from between my curtains.
Another word that children tend to use.
Were a pair of two eyes. These weren't regular eyes.
Well, no,
These
there were
were
four of them,
advanced,
apparently.
dark eyes, ominous eyes. They were bordered in black and. Just plain out terrified me. This when I saw his mouth, a long, horrendous smile that made every hair on my body stand up.
I remember the last time I heard a child use the word horrendous.
I remember the last time I wasn't interrupted 3 times by Llytic repeating the same thing that everyone already knows already because not everyone's that stupid. Anyways, a simple
The writer
phrase
is,
said
so I
in
feel
the
like
way
I
I
need to
did
point it
not
out.
Speak.
You okay there?
What? I finished. You just talked over me again.
He said, "Go to sleep." I let out a scream, and that's what sent him at me. He pulled up a knife, aiming at my heart. He jumped on top of my bed, like my uncle sometimes does. I fought him back. I kicked, I punched, I rolled around, trying to knock him off me. That's when my dad busted in. The man threw the knife. It went into my dad's shoulder. The man probably would have finished him off if one of the neighbors hadn't alerted the police.
They drove into the parking lot and ran towards the door. The man turned and ran down the hallway. I heard a smash like glass breaking.
Like grass breaking.
Like grass breaking.
Bleaking.
Bleaking. Oh no, not bleaking glass.
I hate it when my glass bleakens.
This is really a common occurrence that we need to fix.
Yes, we do.
As I came out of my room, I saw the window that was pointing towards the back of my house was broken. I looked out it to see him vanish into the distance. I can tell you one thing, I will never forget that face, those cold, evil eyes, and that psychotic smile. They will never leave my head.
It's so great to know that this writer knows how children talk.
Nah, man, this traumatic experience was just too much for him that he automatically became an adult.
The child just ended up going through several years of schooling. Immediately in that one experience. Just absorbed a dictionary.
That's what Jeff the Killer's doing. He's killing people's childhoods.
He feeds them word of the day calendars.
Here's a book on taxes!
Eat this dictionary!
Police are still on the... We're still on the look for this man. If you see any that fits this description in this story, please contact your local police department.
What description? All we were given was the description given by a child. The man has a weird smile. Okay.
A lot of people have weird smiles.
Yes. After all, there's a reason I never draw Tom smiling.
Oof.
Flashback. Jeff and his family had just moved into a new town. His dad had gotten a promotion at work, and they thought it would be best to live in one of those fancy neighborhoods. Hey, look! Where all the white people live. Jeff and his brother Lou couldn't complain, though. I don't know. I think their friends were better in the old neighborhood.
Yeah, they were much whiter there.
No, they were less white.
Oof.
A new, better house. What was not to love? That sentence structure. As they were getting unpacked, one of the neighbors came by.
Hello, she said. I'm Barbara. I live across the street from you. Well, I just wanted to introduce myself and to introduce my son. She turns around and calls her son over. Billy, these are our new neighbors. Billy said hi and ran back to play in his yard.
Why is it my first thought is Billy from Billy and Mandy?
That would make this infinitely more entertaining.
Oh, God, a Jamaican skeleton just comes by and slices Jeff in half.
Billy and Mandy, why did you have to end?
Because the series reached a conclusion.
I know, but... Well, that's back when
Would
they
you
actually...
rather it ends up like SpongeBob?
Yes.
No, I was about to mention that.
Well, said Jeff's mom, I'm Margaret, and this is my husband, Peter, and my two sons, Jeff and Liu. They introduced themselves, and then Barbara invited them to her son's birthday. Jeff and his brother were about to object when their mother said they would love to. When Jeff and his family are done packing, Jeff went up to his room.
Wow, the first realistic thing I've ever seen on this.
His mom.
I don't want to go. No, you are. Mom, why would you invite us to some kid's party? If you haven't noticed, I'm not some dumb kid. You are a child. You're kind of automatically dumb.
Jeff, said his mother, we just moved here. We should show that we want to spend time with our neighbors. Now, we're going to that party, and that's final. Jeff started to talk, but stopped himself, knowing that he couldn't do anything. Whenever his mom said something, it was final. He walked up to his room and plopped down on his bed. He sat there looking at his ceiling when suddenly he got a weird feeling. Not so much a pain, but a weird feeling. He dismissed it as just
it was a boner.
As just some random feeling. He heard his mom call him down to get his stuff, and he walked down to get it. Because he felt like it.
Yeah, he's not
Had
some
a weird
dumb
feeling
kid.
in his groin. He was going through puberty. You see, Jeff, you're at that age where your body starts to change. You'll notice several things. Hair growing in weird places, a weird murderous intent. These are normal.
The next day, Jeff walked down the stairs to get the breakfast and get Okay, for a moment there I paused because I thought it took him an entire day to get down the stairs.
God, slow-ass motherfucking Jeff.
Walked down the stairs to get some breakfast and got ready for school. As he sat there, Eating his breakfast, he once again got that feeling. This time it was stronger. He looked down. God damn, what was happening down there? It gave him a slight tugging pain in his pants. But once again, he dismissed it. As he and Liu finished breakfast, they walked down to the bus stop. They sat there, waiting for the bus, and then, all of a sudden, some kid on a skateboard jumped over them, only inches above their laps. They both jumped back in surprise. Hey, what the hell?
Oh, God. Knowing most people with skateboards, especially teenagers, that seems about normal.
Yeah, it does.
This is why people install small bumps on things like benches so that when people skateboard, they fell off. It's true, though.
I don't think that helps very much when there are people on the bench.
Don't you know about that, though? People do stuff like put bumps on, like, benches so that homeless people can't sleep there that night because it's uncomfortable. And then, like, sides of buildings will have, like, divots in them so that when people try to skateboard on them, they trip and fall.
About to say, I think that has more to do with homeless people than it does skateboarding.
No, the divots going down is for, like, skateboards. They have a bunch of small bumps and random clutter stuff on it. That's usually to keep them off.
The kid landed and turned back to them. He kicked his skateboard up, not sure why skateboard was 2 words there, and caught it with his hands, as opposed to catching it with his face. The kid seemed to be about 12, 1 year younger than Jeff. He wears an Aeropostale shirt and ripped blue jeans.
Well. It looks like we got some new meat. So,
well,
King hold
looks like we've got fresh meat.
Scoob. What fucking Stephen King bully hole did these kids crawl out of?
I don't even know, man.
looks like meat is back on the menu, boys.
Delicious.
Suddenly, 2 other kids appeared. One was super skinny and the other was huge. Well,
That's kind of mean.
Well, since you're new here, I'd like to introduce ourselves. Over there is Keith. Jeff and Lou looked over to the skinny kid. He had a dopey face that you would expect a sidekick to have.
Oh, fuck, it's not even being subtle about it.
And he's Troy. They looked over at the fat kid. Talk about a tub of lard. This kid looked like he hadn't exercised since he was crawling.
Ooh.
You see, this is why the kid bullies people. Self-image issues. You're not helping.
And I, said the first kid, am Randy.
Too much information.
Now, for all the kids in this neighborhood, there's a small price for the bus fare, if you catch my drift. No, I don't.
No. You're not a bus.
I thought this was a public transport vehicle, sir. Leo stood up, ready to punch the lights out of this kid's eyes when one of his friends pulled a knife on him.
As most 12-year-olds do.
I'd hoped you would be more cooperative, but it seems we must do this the hard way. The kid walked up to Leo and took his wallet out of his pocket. Jeff got that feeling again. Now it was truly strong, a burning sensation. He stood up, but Leo gestured him to sit down. Jeff ignored him and walked up to the kid.
What fucking 12-year-old uses the word cooperative?
Apparently this one.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Listen here, you little punk. Give me back my bro's wallet or else. Randy put the wallet in his pocket and pulled out his own knife.
Oh, and what will you do? Just as he finished the sentence, Jeff popped the kid in the nose. As Randy reached for his face, Jeff grabbed the kid's wrist and broke it. Randy screamed.
What?
Randy screamed and Jeff grabbed the knife from his hand. Troy and Keith rushed Jeff, but Jeff was too quick. You're too slow.
Damn it.
He threw Randy to the ground. Keith lashed out at him, but Jeff ducked and stabbed him in the arm. Keith dropped his knife and fell to the ground screaming. Troy rushed him too, but Jeff didn't even need the knife. He just punched Troy straight in the stomach, and Troy went down. As he fell, he puked all over. Lou could do nothing but look in amazement at Jeff, and I'm just looking in amazement at the score this thing has gotten. Like, seriously, 8 out of 10?
Are we sure that he doesn't have supernatural powers? Are we absolutely sure? Because I've yet to hear of a 13-year-old just grabbing someone's wrist and fucking breaking it.
He's Jeff the Killer, man. What do you mean? He's a total scary badass. That's why the story's so creepy and spoopy.
Yes, total spoops.
The intensest of spoops. Anyways, it's my turn, right?
Yes.
Jeff, how'd you write?
Yes.
Nice. Didn't lose my place. Jeff, how do you... That was all he said. They saw the bus coming and they knew they'd be blamed for the whole thing. So they
Yeah,
started
you just
running.
broke a kid's wrist.
So they
And stabbed him.
pulled a fucking knife out on them.
There's no fucking cameras.
There's a knife there, though. Wait, he took the knife, though. Crap.
Yes.
And stabbed him with it, yes.
Yes.
Uh-oh. So they started running as fast as they could. As they ran, they looked back and saw the bus driver rushing over to Randy and the others. As Jeff and Leo made it to school, they didn't even dare tell what happened. All they did was sit and listen. Leo just thought of
That.
fuck. Leo just thought of that as his brother beating up a few kids, but Jeff knew it was more. It was something scary. As he got that feeling, he felt how powerful he was, the urge to just hurt someone.
Yeah, that seems normal for puberty.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like how it sounded, but he couldn't help feeling happy. He felt that strange feeling go away and stay away for the entire day of school. Even as he walked home, did the whole thing near the bus stop and how he probably wouldn't be taking the bus anymore. He felt happy. When he got home, his parents asked him how his day was, and he said in a somewhat ominous voice, "It was a wonderful day." Next morning, he heard a knock at his door. He walked out to find police officers at the door. His mother looking back at him with an angry look. Just automatically blame your son.
Well, again, all that they found was a kid with a broken nose, a kid that had been stabbed in the arm, and a kid that had been punched in the gut.
Oh, the dude with the broken nose also
and
had
a kid with a
wrist.
broken wrist. And one of them had a broken wrist. Gee, I wonder why running off and not telling the cops your side of the story might be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Jeff, these officers tell me you attacked 3 kids, that it wasn't regular fighting, and that they were stabbed. What constitutes irregular fighting?
Old stabbing, obviously.
It's not like he did a fucking Mortal Kombat finisher on one of the kids. I fail to see how this has been irregular so far.
If it would have been a Mortal Kombat finisher, I totally would have given it 8 out of 10 just because it would be so stupid.
Jeff then proceeded to shove one of the kids' heads deep into his own rib cage and then ripped open his stomach to reveal his face.
There we go.
Oh my.
Stabbed, son! Jeff's gaze fell to the floor, showing his mother that it was true.
Mom, they were the ones who pulled the knives on me and Lou.
Son, said one of the cops, we found 3 kids, 2 stabbed, 1 having a bruise on the stomach, and we have witnesses proving that you fled the scene. Now what does that tell us? Jeff knew it was no use! He could say him and Leo had been attacked, but then there was no proof it was not them who attacked first. They couldn't say that they weren't fleeing because the truth be told they were, so Jeff couldn't defend himself or Leo.
Son, call down your brother. Jeff couldn't do it, since it was him who beat up all the kids.
Sure, it was me. I was the one who beat up the kids. Lou tried to hold me back, but he couldn't stop me.
That was too strong!
Too strong.
The cop looked at his partner and they both nod. They also keep switching tenses in this.
Yes.
It's annoying.
What do you mean? It's the funniest part of the story.
Oh yes, totally my favorite. It's the most scary part of the story, the fact that time seems to be broken.
So is bad grammar. That's pretty scary.
Yes, terrifying. Anyway!
Zane, your line.
Well, kids, looks like a year in jury.
Juvie!
Juvie. They still have to go and stand before a jury, right?
Fuck if I know. I'm not from around here.
Yeah, juvenile court's really complicated, last I checked.
I wouldn't know. I mean, after all, where I'm from, murder was legal.
Oof.
Wait, says Lou. They all looked up to see him holding a knife. Yes, that's a great idea. Approach the cops with a knife in the U.S. Then again, I'm pretty sure Lou's white, so he'll probably be okay. The officers pulled their guns and locked them on Lou.
It was me. I beat up those little punks. Have the marks to prove it. He lifted up his sleeves to reveal cuts and bruises as if he was in a struggle.
Sure, they were still bleeding, implying that he just now did it to himself, but...
Son, just put the knife down, said the officer. Lee held up the knife and dropped it to the ground. He put his hands up and walked over to the cops.
No, Lou, it was me. I did it. Jeff had tears running down his face.
Oh, they're giving him character, so he's more likable.
Did they give him character? All we have is him being upset of his brother taking the fall for something he did, aka normal human reaction.
And then also liking murdering people.
AKA normal human reaction. Wait, shit, no, I'm getting humans confused with trolls again.
Huh, poor bro, trying to take the blame for what I did. Well, take me anyway. The police led Lou out to the patrol car.
Lou, tell them it was me. Tell them I was the one who beat up those kids. Jeff's mother put her hands on his shoulders. The cops looked over and took them both in for questioning.
You know, like what would probably happen. We have 2 kids here that were at the scene of the crime. Oh, we're only taking 1 in, and we're not going to do any questioning either. That's how people work. That's how world works. Jeff, please, you don't have... Who's saying this?
Jeff's mom, I believe.
What? Jeff, please, you don't have to lie. We know it's Lou, that little murderous bitch. You can stop. Jeff watched helplessly as the cop car speeds off with Lou inside. A few minutes later, Jeff's dad pulled into the driveway. Seeing Jeff's face and knowing something was wrong. Yes,
Jeff's
the tense. Mom? According to Tom.
Did Jeff's mom just throw her son under the bus?
According to Tom, she did.
Pretty sure she did.
It never says who it was. For all we know, it could have been one of the cops, but apparently there's a good chance that Jeff's mom is just a bitch. I always suspected that little shit of intending to kill people.
I liked you better than Leo anyways, Jeff.
He was always my second favorite son. But you only have 2. Exactly.
Son, what is it? Jeff couldn't answer. His vocal cords were strained from crying. Instead, Jeff's mother walked his father inside to break the bad news to him as Jeff wept in the driveway. After an hour or so, Jeff walked back to the house, seeing that his parents were both shocked, sad, and disappointed. He couldn't look at them. He couldn't see how they thought of Lou when it was his fault. He just went to sleep, trying to get the whole thing off his mind. 2 days went by with no word from Lou at JDC. No friends to hang out with. Nothing but sadness and guilt. That is until Saturday when Jeff is woke up by his mother with a happy, sunshiny face.
Boy, I wish that the tenses could be consistent.
That would be great.
One of the kids survived that without a knife wound.
Yeah, one of them just got punched in the gut.
He could literally fix all of this. They could just bring him in for questioning and be like, what? Nah, it was that other guy, not the one you have in here right now. The fuck?
Yeah, no, but that would make sense. This story doesn't.
I mean, after all, we're talking about a story in which a character's mother just immediately believes that one of her kids stabbed 2 people.
Jeff?
Because you know that's how parenting works.
It's the day. She said as she opened up the curtains and let the light flood in his room.
What's today? Asked Jeff as he stirs awake.
Why, it's Billy's party. He was now fully awake. Oh, seriously?
Don't you want to meet the Jamaican Grim Reaper?
Yes. Zane.
What?
Your line.
Mom, you're joking, right? You don't expect me to go to some kid's party after.
Jeff,
was
we
a
both know what happened.
long pause.
Whoops, I forgot that line was there. Jeff, we both know what happened. Your brother stabbed 2 people. I think this
That
party
bitch.
could be... that little shit. I always suspected him.
Not like you, Jeff.
You'd never hurt anyone. Meanwhile, there's just a pile of bodies in his closet. Only been living here for like a fucking week. I think this party could be the thing that brightens up the past days. Yes, because that's what brightens up your life. Suburban get-togethers. I'm sorry, but unless you're doing this inside the universe of Dream Daddy, it doesn't work. Unless there's a chance of some gay dilfs being there, I'm not interested. Now get dressed. Jeff's mother walked out of the room and downstairs to get herself ready. He fought himself to get up. He picked out a random shirt and a pair of jeans and walked downstairs. He saw his mother and father all dressed up. His mother in a dress and his father in a suit for a kid's birthday party.
Dad, what the hell?
He thought, why were they going to wear such fancy clothes to a kid's birthday party? For the first time ever, there's something rational happening with one of the characters.
Yeah. Son, is that all you're going to wear? Said Jeff's mom.
Better than wearing too much, he said. Oh, that wasn't supposed to be quirky.
Why are you turning him into Sonic the Hedgehog?
Because we can't escape him. We gotta go fast.
Wrong creepypasta. Wrong shit tier creepypasta.
This isn't Sonic EXE?
No.
Oh.
No, we aren't going to have him saying that he's God at the end of it, like a fucking edgelord.
His mother pushed down the feeling to yell at him and hit it with a smile that said, "Talk back to me one more time, I'm gonna fucking bitch slap you."
Oh, God. Why on earth would someone be that... What is with his mother?
I don't know.
No wonder he goes crazy. Apparently he's genetically predisposed to, like, fucking psychosis. Now, Jeff, we may be overdressed, but this is how you go if you want to make an impression.
Oh, so she's being like that right now. Okay.
Said his father.
It wasn't a request. It was a command. Now get out there and go make some friends.
Oh, God.
I am forcing you to make friends. You're not coming home until you make one.
Oh, God. At a child's birthday party.
Yeah.
That is not where you go to make friends. Unless you want to end up on a watch list. Jeff grunted and went back up to his room.
I don't have any fancy clothes, he yelled down the stairs.
Just pick something, called his mother before his son came back downstairs nude.
Oh, God.
I'm going exhibitionist to this party.
I'm going in my birthday suit.
It's for a birthday.
Oh, God. And it's a suit.
And it's for children.
Oh, God. Why?
He looked around the closet for what he could call fancy. He found a pair of black dress pants he had for special occasions and an undershirt. He couldn't find a shirt to go with it, though. He looked around and found only striped and patterned shirts, none of which with go dress pants. Finally, he found a white hoodie and put it on.
You mangled that sentence all on your own.
Yep.
None of which with go dress pants. How did you do that? You're wearing that? They both said. His mother looked at her watch. Oh, no, time to change. Let's just go. She said as she herded Jeff and his father out the door. They crossed the street over to Barbara and Billy's house. They knocked on the door, and it appeared that Barbara, just like his parents, way overdressed. Wait, what?
I don't
And
know.
at it appeared. Oh, got ya. Why is she this dressed up at her own child's birthday party?
I don't know.
Oxdad wore nothing for my wriggling day party. As they walked inside, all Jeff could see were adults, no kids.
Oof.
What?
Oh, so it's one of those kids' birthday parties where it's just the parents actually get together, let the kids go loose while they talk about sophisticated adult things.
But why would they be dressed fancily while doing?
Because this party isn't for the kid, it's for the parents to, be like, hey, I'm a good parent. I'm the best parent around in this neighborhood. You should all respect me.
Suburbanite bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kids are out in the yard. Jeff, how about you go and meet some of them? Said Barbara.
Jeff flipped his mother off. Jeff walked outside into a yard full of kids. They're running around in weird cowboy costumes and shooting each other with plastic guns. Might as well be standing at Toys R Us. Suddenly, a kid came up to him and handed him a toy gun and a hat. Jeff shot the child.
In the face.
With a real
The
gun.
eye.
Oh god, no. It's a Nerf gun. Also, I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed that he was ever rich enough to know what being inside a Toys R Us was like. That's some high class bullshit.
That's why they're going out of business.
Hey, wanna play? I want to strangle this child. I want to throw this child into the fucking street and curb stomp him.
Why?
I want to plaster his brains on the side of a bus.
This kid was nice enough to let a fucking stranger into his
But
backyard.
he talks like
and
he's in a
hand him
fucking TGIF sitcom.
So
He's a
he has
fucking
speech
kid, dude.
impediment. So what?
It's that overly cutesy bullshit. He said.
No
Fuck
kid.
the shit, kid. I know this is all to be cute, and it ain't gonna work on me, bitch.
Are you sure?
Yes.
No kid.
Will we?
Jeff shoots the kid
In the face.
in the eye.
In the throat.
with an airsoft gun. A CO2 powered airsoft gun.
Oh god. Why did you shoot the child, Jeff? He was being annoying.
I'm not called the killer for nothing. No kid. I'm way too old for this stuff. The kid looked at him with that weird puppy dog face.
His face literally transformed into that of a pug's.
Ugh.
It was like Animorphs, but weird.
Puppy monkey baby.
No!
No.
No!
Oh, come on. I hate that abomination as much as anyone
I'm
else.
going to curb stomp you!
Good luck.
Bite the fucking pavement!
Another thing you're gonna have to make him do, but he's out of state.
Uh,
Was it my turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, woo,
Is
what's
that the
this?
kid? Ooh, what's this? It's a gun. Here.
It's a knife. Is that a knife in your pocket, or are you happy to see me? Knife.
It's a knife, but I am happy to see you.
Fine, said Jeff. He put the hat and started to pretend shooting at the kids. First he thought it was totally ridiculous, then he started to actually have fun. It might not have been super cool. It was the first time he had done something that took his mind off Liu, so he played with the kids for a
Shooting
while.
children.
Until he heard a noise, a weird rolling noise, and hit him. Randy, Troy, and Keith all jumped over the fence on their skateboards. What is this fence? Like a foot tall?
Yes.
Did they build a ramp on the outside of the fence?
I'm just imagining it's one of those like decorative like garden border fences, you know, like the little white picket things, but like it's not very high at all. And
But
just,
it's like 3 inches high.
yeah, exactly.
Like Tom when he's hard.
That one was just uncalled for.
Yes.
Eh.
Jeff dropped the fake gun and ripped off the hat. Randy looked at Jeff with a burning hatred.
Honestly, it probably would have been a better written scene if he hadn't done that.
He just hopped the fence and then
He just did what's happening next, but with this tiny cowboy hat on.
He tried to jump the fence, but he just got caught on it with hanging over and lost.
No,
his-
I'm just Jeff never. It never says Jeff jumped the fence. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the hat thing.
Oh,
Just imagine this kid with this stupid little tiny cowboy hat doing what's about to happen.
okay.
Hello, Jeff, is it? He said. We have some unfinished business. Remember, 12-year-old saying this.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff saw his bruised nose. I think we're even. I could beat the crap out of you. and you get my brother sent to JDC.
All the parents walk outside to see these strange teenagers in the yard and just hear Jeff admit to being the one who did it.
Oh, God.
He already admitted to doing it, but no one believes him.
Yes, because his mother is a sociopath.
Yep.
Well, that's probably where he gets it. Randy got an angry look in his eyes. Oh no, I don't go for even. I go for winning. You may have kicked our asses that one day, but not today.
I don't go for even. I go for winning.
That's
That's a terrible
Who
little
wrote
line,
this?
John.
who wrote this?
An idiot.
Yeah, no
Who
kidding.
made you this way?
You did.
As he said that, Randy rushed to Jeff. They both fell to the ground. Randy punched Jeff in the nose, and Jeff grabbed him by the ears and headbutted him.
Ow.
Oof.
That's just
Nobody-
gonna hurt both of them.
Nobody wins in a headbutt. Jeff pushed Randy off of him, and both rose to their feet. Kids were screaming, and parents were running out of the house. Troy and Keith both pulled guns out of their pockets. Okay.
This is America.
Eh.
Bear
No
in
one
mind,
ever-
everyone, this takes place in the U.S. if you couldn't tell.
Haha, jokes about guns. Anyways, no one interrupts or guts will fly, they said. Randy pulled a knife on Jeff and stabbed it into his shoulder as two 12-year-olds held guns.
Oh, God.
Pumped up
Jeff
kick
fell-
explain.
Jeff's. Oh, fuck. Tasted like popcorn. Jeff screamed and fell to his knees. Randy started kicking him in the face. After 3 kicks, Jeff grabs his foot and twists it. Fuck. Tenses. Causing Randy to fall to the ground. Jeff stood up and walked towards the back door. Oh, it's gonna be that kind of story now, is it? Oh my.
Eh.
Troy grabbed him.
He's 13, man. Come on.
You act like the internet tends to care about that shit.
Well, I mean, aren't we supposed to be above the internet standard? You won't know we're on YouTube. Never mind. Need some help? He picks Jeff up by the back of his collar and throws him through the patio door.
How strong is this 12-year-old?
As Jeff tries to stand, he is kicked down to the ground. Randy repeatedly starts kicking Jeff until he starts to cough up blood.
I'm sorry, he would not have gone through a glass door. He would have just smacked into it and fell to the ground.
Why do people love this so much?
Because brooding fetishes.
Oh my.
Same reason why people have like a fetish for emo and goth girls.
Okay.
It's the same thing. That's literally all it is.
Oh, God. Okay. Of course it would boil down to something like that.
Obviously.
Come on, Jeff. Fight me. He picks Jeff up and throws him into the kitchen.
In a perfect overhead spiral.
Randy sees a bottle of vodka on the counter and smashes the glass over Jeff's head.
Again, 12-year-old.
As God is my witness, he's grabbed the vodka.
I don't think it would shatter. I think it would bounce off his skull.
Yeah. Most likely.
Fight! He throws Jeff back into the living room.
Come on, Jeff. Look at me. Jeff glances.
Look at me!
Jeff
Look at
glances
me!
up, his face riddled with blood. I was the one who got your brother sent to the JGC, and now you're just going to sit there and let him rot there for a whole year. You should be ashamed. Jeff starts to get up.
Boy, this is just such riveting dialogue.
Ugh.
I love it when characters just bluntly state what they do.
Like when I read this thing I'm about to read that I'm totally going to read at some point in the future that I read at some point that I'm
Hey
reading.
guys, remember when I contacted you and asked you if you wanted to make a podcast type thing in which we make fun of poorly written things on the internet?
Yeah,
Boy, that was a thing.
that indeed was a thing. That happened.
Yes.
Oh! Finally! You stand and fight, Jeff.
No, he just
wait.
stands.
He just stand He pulls out his stand.
Oh god. Mada, 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 mada.
Useless, 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 useless.
Yes.
Jeff is now to his feet, blood and vodka on his face. Once again, he gets
Delicious!
that strange feeling.
Oh god, he's getting off
popping
on
a
this.
boner right now. The one
You know,
in which he has...
I would make fun of that, but technically that is how Gacy found out he enjoyed killing.
Oh my.
I'm not kidding.
I have no idea who that is.
You know the killer clown dude? John
No.
Gacy?
No. I don't look at serial killer stuff.
Anyway, the point is that the first person he killed, he ended up doing it thinking that the person was going to kill him, and then realized that he had ejaculated while strangling the man to death. Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
The one in which he hasn't felt for a while.
Oh
Finally,
That was
he's
a
up, says Randy as he turns to look at Jeff's huge boner. He runs
Okay.
to Jeff. That's when it happens.
13!
Something inside Jeff snaps. His psyche is destroyed. All rational thinking gone. All I could do is
Kill.
I
All
guess
you
that's
need
the
is-
concussion talking.
he
All you
grabs
need is
Randy
skill.
and pile drives him into the ground.
Because of course he does. What the heck?
What?
He gets on
Also,
top of him.
pile drive. Oh, did they mean suplex? Because those are two very different things.
And
Pile
punches
drive
him.
implies that he grabbed Randy, flipped him upside down, and slammed him headfirst into the ground.
I mean, who's to say he didn't do that? He's Jeff the Killer, man. Come on.
That is the funniest image I've ever seen.
And punches him straight in the heart.
How?
The punch causes Randy's heart to stop.
That's not.
How?
What?
As Randy grasps for breath, Jeff hammers down on him. Punch after punch. Blood gushes from Randy's body until he takes one final breath and dies.
Considering the fact that his heart apparently stopped earlier, I don't think he'd be breathing.
Yeah, good
His
riddance.
brain would have stopped operating after a few minutes.
Well, this punch happened
less
before
than
a
a
few
minute.
minutes.
Everyone is looking at Jeff now. Gee, he just beat a kid to death in the living room. I wonder why. The parents, the crying kids, even Troy and Keith. Why would they not be looking at him?
Why didn't they shoot?
I guess shock.
Even Speedwagon is afraid.
Although they easily break from their gaze and point their guns at Jeff. Honestly, considering the fact that they're 12, I'm pretty sure that there's and suburban. I'm pretty sure there's a good chance that the recoil would just cause the gun to fall out of their hands.
Depends on the gun, really.
Depends on the 12-year-old.
Yeah, true.
Jeff sees the guns trained on him and runs for the stairs. As he runs, Troy and Keith let out fire on him, each shot missing. Again, 12-year-olds. I doubt they'd be that accurate in the first place. This isn't really that impressive.
Yeah. Well,
They'd probably be more likely to end up shooting someone on accident.
depends on if they know how to use the weapon or not.
Suburban. 12-year-old.
I learned to shoot when I was 6. I lived
Suburban.
in suburbs, so
As they let out their final rounds of bullets, Jeff ducks into the bathroom. He grabs a towel rack and rips it off the wall.
that's the adrenaline kicking in.
Also, that's poor craftsmanship.
Yeah, probably.
What shit-tier screws were used to put that in?
Probably some from China.
Troy and Keith race in, knives ready.
Didn't they just have guns?
It said they let out their final rounds. They are shit-tier shots. They are 12-year-olds. They're suburban.
And half the children at the party are now dead.
They accidentally shot several children. With
Okay.
their weak little child wrists.
Troy swings his knife at Jeff, who backs away and bangs the towel rack into Troy's face. Troy goes down hard, and now all that's left is Keith. He is more agile than Troy, though, and ducks when Jeff swings the towel rack. He dropped the knife and grabbed Jeff by the neck. He pushed him into the wall. A thing of bleach fell.
Ah, yes, that's the name for it. A thing of bleach.
A thing of bleach fell down on top of him and from the top shelf. It burnt both of them, and they both started to scream. Oh, okay, bleach
You
doesn't
don't-
burn that bad.
It does technically start dissolving your skin, but the whole thing about it is that it's a base. You don't feel when bases start dissolving your flesh.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it when acids do, but you don't feel it with bases. You'd literally be there with it, depending on how much bleach there was and the concentration of it. You'd be there with your skin starting to dissolve, but not feeling it.
And it takes a few seconds before you feel it anyway, because I've washed my hands with bleach before after. I can't remember what it was, but it was a particularly dirty job, and we felt like we needed to wash our hands with bleach. So, just, yeah. Where was I? Okay, Jeff wiped his eyes as best he could. He pulled
with
back
his bleach-covered arm.
Yeah, that helped a lot. It really didn't.
You got it directly into your eyes.
He pulled back the towel rack and swung it straight into Keith's head. As he lay there bleeding to death, he let... Okay, it sounds like Jeff is laying back bleeding to death and smiling, but anyway. As he lay there bleeding to death, he let out an ominous smile.
Not an ominous laugh, no, an ominous smile. He let out an ominous smile.
That's so funny, asked Jeff. Keith put out a lighter and switched it on. What's funny, he said, is that you're covered in bleach and alcohol. Jeff's eyes widened as Keith threw the lighter at him. As soon as the flame made contact with him, the flames ignited the alcohol and vodka, lighting the entire party on fire.
They're all wizards who know.
They're all terrible Stephen King characters.
Pretty much.
You see, this is why Jeff the Killer was made to make people grow up so fast. Because now you have 12-year-olds like this running around trying to murder people.
Oh, God.
Or maybe I should have reversed that to say that maybe that's...
Anyway.
Cut that joke out, please.
No.
Where was I again?
While the alcohol
burned him, the bleach bleached his skin.
Yes,
Jeff
that's how this works.
Terrible screech as he caught on fire, his skin bleaching instead of burning. He tried to roll out of the fire, but it was no use! The alcohol had made him a walking inferno. He ran down the hall and fell down the stairs. Everybody started screaming as they saw Jeff, now a man on fire, drop to the ground, nearly dead. The last thing Jeff saw was his mother and other parents trying to extinguish the flame. That's when he passed out. Wait, where's his father?
I guess his father got shot.
Oh.
So all that was left to save him was the psychotic mother.
Probably where he got it.
We already had this discussion, Tom.
Yes, we did. I'm tired.
When Jeff woke up, he had a cast wrapped around his face. Is that what they call it when your face is bandaged? That you have a face cast on?
I do have a face cast.
He couldn't see anything, but he felt a cast on his shoulder and stitches all over his body. Wow, the anesthetic is really shit. He tried to stand up, but he realized there was some tube in his arm, and when he tried to get up, it fell out.
What?
How shit tier was that intravenous needle put in? Like, the nurse who did, like, the fucking surgeon or nurse or whoever the fuck was in charge of that, whoever did that needs to be fired. And the nurse rushed in.
I don't think you can get out of bed just yet, she said as she put him back in his bed and reinserted the tube. Jeff sat there with no vision, no idea of what his surroundings were. Finally, after hours, he heard his mother.
Yes, I'm completely blind. I will now try to get up out of bed now. Zane?
Where am I?
Honey, are you okay?
Honey, are you okay? She asked. Jeff couldn't answer, though. His face was covered, and he was unable to speak. Oh, honey, I have great news. After all the witnesses told the police that Randy confessed of trying to attack you, they decided to let you go. This made Jeff almost bolt up, killing him.
They said Randy died! Oh, wait, no.
Halfway. Remember the tube coming out of his arm. He'll be out by tomorrow, and then you two will be able to be together again. Because I already know that Leo tries to fuck you because he's a pathetic bitch.
My mind completely misinterpreted that whole thing, so I thought it was after the events of what happened, Randy confessed. Yes, after Randy got beat literally to death, he confessed to the police. Whoops, that was my bad.
Yeah.
His mangled corpse sat in the interrogation chair. Oh, God. Jeff's mother hugs Jeff. And says her goodbyes. The next couple of weeks were those where Jeff was visited by his family. Then came the day where his bandages were removed. His family were all there to see it and what he would look like. As the doctors unwrapped the bandages from Jeff's face, everyone was on the edge of their seats. They waited until the last bandage holding the cover over his face was almost removed.
Yeah, dramatic. Let's hope for the best, said the doctor. He quickly pulls the cloth, letting the rest fall from Jeff's face.
Jeff's mother screams at the side of his face.
Rude.
Wow, his mother's a bitch.
Yes.
Leo and Jeff's dad stare awestruck at his face.
Rude.
They both popped a boner.
God damn it, what is with you and incest?
Nothing. If we're just gonna make jokes about boners, I'm just gonna not stop, alright?
What happened to my face? Jeff said. He rushed out of bed and ran to the bathroom. He looked in the mirror and saw the cause of the distress. His face, it's horrible. Wow, now the narrator's being an ass. His lips were burnt to a deep shade of red. Survey says that's not how science works.
Yeah.
His face was turned into a pure white color because, that's what having bleach poured on your face and being lit on fire does. And his hair was singed from brown to black.
Because, science, guys.
He slowly put his hand to his face. It had a sort of leathery feel to it now. He looked back at his family, then back at the mirror. Wait, he's in the bathroom. Is the door of the bathroom just facing, like, the rest of the room? Like, where his family's sitting?
Either that or, yeah, I mean, that's the only explanation I can think of.
That doesn't seem quite right.
It's probably not, but then again, when has this story been consistent in the past?
When has it been right?
It hasn't been. That's my point. Jeff, said Lou, it's not that bad.
I mean, your face is just horrifically mangled.
Not that bad, Jeff said. It's perfect.
Oh god, he's gonna fuck his own face.
His family were equally surprised. Jeff started laughing uncontrollably. His parents noticed that his left eye and hand were twitching. You okay there, Jeff? They break your nerves?
Because twitching is, creepy.
I'm sorry, that's the most hilarious image ever. Just man laughing uncontrollably, eye and hand twitching. That's the shit you expect to see in a comedy.
Oops, sorry, we put his brain on backwards. Let me fix this.
Jeff, are you okay? Also, who am I?
Okay, I've never felt more happy. Look at me. His face goes perfectly with me. He couldn't stop laughing. He stroked his face, feeling it. Looking at
it also stroked something else.
Looking at it in the mirror, what caused this? Well, you may recall that when Jeff was fighting Randy, something in his mind, his sanity snapped.
Yes, we know. We read that.
Now he was left as a crazy killing machine. That is, his parents didn't know.
Oh, yes. Just spoil it now, you shit.
You know, Llytic, I think he gets this from his mother.
Gee, you don't say.
Doctor, said Jeff's mom, is my son... All right? In the head?
Is my son all right in the head? I know I probably shouldn't be asking that while he's right here. I just wanted to know. Where's the dog?
Oh no, Jeff the Killer got him.
Are you on my bed? Where are you? I think he's on my bed. Ugh. Oh yes, this behavior is typical for patients, that have taken large amounts of painkillers.
Because, science.
Yes, morphine makes me laugh uncontrollably.
I'm pretty.
If his behavior does change in a few weeks, bring him back here and we'll give him a psychological test.
And then he dies. He kills them before they can.
Oh, thank you, doctor. Jeff's mother went over to Jeff. Jeff, sweetie, it's time to go.
Stop saying Jeff so much!
Jeff looks away from the mirror, his face still formed into a crazy smile. "K, mommy! Ha! Ha! Ha!"
Well, shit, this is gonna make things with the mistress a bit awkward.
His mother took him by the shoulder and took him to get his clothes. What?
What?
Is he naked right now?
No, I'm thinking he was probably in like a hospital gown or something.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a hospital. This is what came in. This is what came in, said the lady at the desk. Jeff's mom looked down to see the black dress pants and white hoodie her son wore. You know, the things that were recently on fire. And bleach. I don't.
That ruins clothes more than fire.
I
Honestly.
think they both ruin clothes pretty terribly, unless said clothes are white. The bleach, anyway.
Yeah.
Now they were clean of blood and now stitched together. Again, on fire. You're going to need more than stitches to fix that. Also, did they send his slacks to the dry cleaner?
Wouldn't he be burned off with his body?
Like, I'm just... Also, if you're going to the hospital and you're like in a critical state like that, they wouldn't take your clothes off, they would cut them off.
Mm-hmm.
Even more so if you were on fire. That way they aren't dragging the clothes across your burnt body.
Well, yeah, but Llytic, they stitched them back together.
Fuck off. You think a hospital in the US would be that accommodating?
All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't sew Jeff back together again.
Psychologically and physically.
Jeff's mother led him to his room and made him put his clothes on. As opposed to just him standing there laughing, naked. Jeff, for the love of God, stop laughing and put your clothes on. You're embarrassing me. Then they left, not knowing this was their final day of life. You know, this would probably be a lot more shocking if you actually weren't giving it away beforehand.
They're foreshadowing. It's making it more interesting.
You're foreshitting.
I know. I'm just being stupid. More so than usual, I mean. Later that night, Jeff's mother woke to a sound coming from the bathroom. It sounded as if someone was crying. She slowly walked to see what it was. When she looked into the bathroom, she saw a horrendous sight. Jeff had taken a knife and carved a smile into his cheeks. Oh, boy.
Jeff, what are you doing? Opposed to, Jeff, what the fuck? Asked his mother.
Or like, I don't know, like, Jeff, are you okay, Jeff?
Closing the door and locking and holding it shut, just be like, honey, grab
Well,
the
like, what
gun.
like, I'm thinking of several reactions that would make more sense, and one of them is being completely, like, shocked by the situation, breaking down in tears, and slowly moving towards your son with your hand outstretched to try and, like, get a hold of him and get the knife away from him.
Yeah.
But no. This story wasn't written by humans. And that's coming from someone who isn't human.
Oh my.
Jeff looked over to his mother. I couldn't keep smiling, Mommy. It hurt after a while. Now I can smile forever. Also, I'm going to bleed out. Jeff's mother noticed his eyes, ringed in black. You got into my eyeshadow!
Jeff, your eyes. His eyes were seemingly never closing. Yes, those were words that just came out of my mouth.
Seemingly. So they were closing. It just seemed that they weren't.
I couldn't see my face.
I
Cheating
couldn't
on you.
see my face. I got tired of, and my eyes started to close. I burned out the eyelids so I could forever see myself. My new face.
I blinded myself in the process.
Jeff's mother slowly started to back away, seeing that her son was going insane. What's wrong, Mommy? Aren't I beautiful? No, bitch.
Bear in mind, just keep this mental image in your head. Someone taking a lighter to their eyes. He should be blind right now.
Probably.
Granted, even if he weren't now, he would be eventually, as his eyes would dry up.
Yes.
And rot.
Yes.
Yes, son, she said. Yes, you are. Let me get Daddy, so he can see your face. She ran into the room and shook Jeff's dad from his sleep. Honey, get the gun. She stopped as she saw Jeff in the doorway holding a knife.
Shit.
Well,
Mommy, you lied.
That's what they hear as Jeff rushes them with the knife, gutting both of them.
Well, that was fast.
His brother Leo woke up, startled by the noise. He didn't hear anything else, so he just shut his eyes and tried to go back to sleep. As he was on the border of slumber, he got the strangest feeling that somebody was watching him.
And
His
not
uncle
blinking.
really needed to leave.
Oh, God.
He looked up before Jeff's hand covered his mouth. He slowly raised the knife, ready to plunge it into Leo. Leo thrashed Leo thrashed here and there, trying to escape Jeff's grip. That's all, folks.
Get good. Jeff said.
Just go to sleep!
Check and see how long this took us, because I'm wondering if we can fit something else in.
Ugh.
Ew.
We started this at 6:30. It has been over an hour. Okay.
Okay.
Because what I was considering was also throwing in Laughing Jack.
I don't know what that is.
Good. It's terrible. Anyway. Yeah, this story's bad. Like, just Jesus Christ.
Why is this considered good? Like, seriously.
Because a bunch of teenagers who don't know any better with a brooding boy fetish.
Just like the TCC or whatever.
TCC? What?
I think that's what it's called. It's true crime, I think, or something.
Oh, the true crime fandom.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the true crime fandom. Other members are the kinds of people who also take an interest in shit like serial killers, and it has less to do with them either idolizing or wanting to fuck them, and more with them just finding that shit sort of darkly
so
interesting.
I typed in TCC to try to find it, but it brought me Teacher's Crush Community.
That's even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be doing that.
Ugh.
Don't start reading it!
I won't.
What is Teacher's Crush Community?
What the fuck do you think it is?
I mean, it's... If it's
I'll give you a fucking hint. It's in the name.
Okay, then. Never mind.
Also, why did you post Genderbent Bowser into chat?
Because it's a thing going around right now. Have you not seen it?
Yes, I have seen it.
It's
I
the
have
best.
definitely seen it.
Has Tom seen it?
No, I have not seen it. I don't usually do social media stuff.
Tom's a sheltered child. I'm Llytic.
I'm the sheltered child.
And I'm a gender bent lizard.
Bye!